Good evening and welcome to Didsbury FM. Didsbury FM stands for Fabulous Mums and Dads and All. So if you don't have children or you've abandoned them somewhere, you're all very welcome, or a grandparent. If you're new, welcome. We're a very friendly bunch and we welcome lots of new people, whatever the demographic. We've got 4 fantastic speakers this evening, so I need to stick to time, I think. And I'm delighted to welcome, in this order, Jane Crawshaw, not Crunkshaw, that I spelled wrong, sorry. Crawshaw, who is the organiser of Didsbury Festival, which was just yesterday. Then after Jane will be Jeff Smith, who's a Member of Parliament, who sits to my left. And thereafter will be Phil Trow from BBC Radio Manchester, and then Claire Mooney, who is a musician, guitarist, also on the radio. So it's quite a packed evening, so bear with us and make sure you get plenty of drinks. Before we start, as you know, or if you don't know, we always raise money for a charity. The charity this evening, so there'll be a raffle sale. A local charity is a Christie, and the reason for that is Claire Mooney, who's just gone to the loo, was poorly last year, and she'll get embarrassed if I said it while she was here. As we know, the Christie does very good work, but Claire also received very good treatment from there last year. So I think you'll all agree that that's a very good and worthy cause, and so we ask you to give generously. The prizes are from the Botanist, Food Sorcery, Didsbury House Hotel, and many more. And so we'll come back to you. Laureen is back, and so she'll be around to ask for some donations, please. And Sarah is back, so I'm actually okay. Nothing can go wrong. Also, one of our members of the audience have brought some activity booklets which are on the tables, so please have a look, see if anything takes your fancy. There's creative writing and all sorts of great things there, and Phil is here for people to ask questions of in due course. So I think that's everything. Oh, and don't forget to listen to our radio show every Thursday on 2 till 3, provided I'm not in court or Sarah's not in London, and we'd love more listeners. So let's make a start. Welcome, Jane.
Thank you.
Jane's a bit nervous because she should be out on Father's Day and she's spending a bit of it with us, so I hope we will make her feel welcome. So our format is I'm going to ask you some questions, interview you, Jane, and then I'll open it to the floor. And remember not to swear.
Not any difficult questions, please.
Yes, did you hear that? No difficult questions, please. And I always say nothing inappropriate. I'm sure nobody will ask. If you do, I'll not take it. So
I will.
You will? Oh, yeah, crikey. Maybe you can just put your hand up or something to say, yeah. So, Jane, you are the organiser of Didsbury Festival, which was yesterday.
Yes.
And in fact, Didsbury Festival will be celebrating 20 years?
40 years.
40 years?
40 years next year.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, 2019, 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, just tell us a bit about how did you become involved in that?
Well, down to Eloise, really. Being a mum at school, needed volunteers, and it stemmed from there 26 years ago. 26 years, yeah.
Wow. And so, I mean, those of us who live here, we're a local community network, know that it's a parade and then it's showcasing stalls and charities and good causes in the park. Has it always been that?
Well, I think Didsbury Festival was started off with as a small group, as we're called, Didsbury Community Association, and that was brought together by Jean Bridson, who's done it for the full length of time, yeah. And it was they wanted to create a community centre. They wanted to try and raise funds for a community centre, but they never got there, it never happened.
Oh, right.
And so it's just continued as being a family fun day, where we're the catalyst for it to happen. We organise for the tables around the arena to raise funds for their own charities.
Yes.
So we actually are non-profit,
yeah. And
we sometimes donate our own funds to help, as well as the council, and there's lots of people involved. It's not just me, there's a group of 10 of us.
Well, she says this, but it is you. It's you, I see the high vis, I see lots of your volunteers. I mean, that's amazing, really, and for it to have carried on really as a legacy for so long. You yourself, you've already alluded, you're a mum. Have you got 2 children?
Yeah, I've got Eloise here who's 28 and she's in law as well.
Right, crikey.
Yeah,
Poor you.
Yeah, and I've got George. And I've got George who's 26 and he's in got corporate golf. He's a golfer.
Right.
So yeah, and husband at home. That's the backing of it all really.
Oh.
Tim's really good. Without him, then I wouldn't be able to give the time that I give to the festival and the carols and lights.
Yeah. So you're all volunteers in this amazing festival, really?
Yeah, family, all involved. Everybody's involved. Jeff knows.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I mean, the festival is your baby. When you're not doing the festival, what else do you do?
Oof. Lots of other things.
Yeah, well, tell us a bit about it, because I think one gets the impression.
My husband and I have got a business as well. So Tim's the core of running the business. I'm just the lady at the back. And I do carols and lights at Christmas in Didsbury Village. So I'm the lady that does the lights through Didsbury and organises the lights for West Didsbury. And the bunting through the village as well. For the
love that.
You know, all of that. Yeah, and it's a year's project.
Yeah, absolutely.
Full on. So after the festival, which was yesterday, we actually start organising the festival for next week.
Right.
So it's a year. It's continuous.
Wow. And you're also part of Didsbury Traders. Now, we have had Carol from Didsbury Traders. Some of you may remember, and that was held at Home Cafe. So just tell us a bit about that. Why is Didsbury Festival involved with Didsbury Traders?
Well, I'm a trader myself, and that's how I got involved with the traders on behalf of my husband. And consequently, the smaller community groups have been able to come in, and we work with the traders, and the traders help us. So it's a bit of a give and take.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it works well for us all. It works well because if we're looking for prizes or, you know, for the gala, and then there's a letter goes out from the traders, so they know that we're going in and asking. They're expecting us, where we're not Joe Public just coming in. They're very supportive.
Yeah. And the festival actually is good for Didsbury Traders.
It is.
You know, lots of people brought in. And so that's a massive benefit. I just want to move on a bit and talk about the weather. The rain, year after year. And actually there was no rain yesterday until 4 o'clock.
And that was great.
It was, well, I still got drenched in it, as did you. But I know you played with the dates. I mean, do you think it's jinx of the weather? It's been beautiful.
Somebody up there doesn't like us, do they?
Well, they do, but maybe they think we need
we play with the dates because we like to be inclusive for every creed, religion, everybody in. And the dates have changed for the last 3 years with being Ramadan and Eid. And we like to be inclusive of everybody that can go and enjoy and also raise funds for their own charity. And consequently, so it's going to go back to the usual date next year, which is the second weekend in June. So we're back on track again now.
Wow.
So
you're amazing.
Just
I know
keep
I
looking
tell
at the diary.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And let's just talk a bit about, we always ask our speakers on here, what does community mean to you? We know the Brexit told us we're in a divided country, people aren't connected. Personally, I think we shouldn't be having elderly people who are unwell or dead and nobody knows about them. And that's partly what we're trying to combat. But for you, what does community mean to you?
Oh gosh, I think it's just everything. It's the kids, it's the adults, it's the elderly. I think the festival brings everybody together, and I think once a year you meet your friends once a year in that park, especially if you've grown up in Didsbury. And there's a great community spirit, and it's just fabulous. And whatever happens, if it's right or wrong, it always pulls together. It just seems right on the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And I love it.
Yeah, well, clearly.
I love it.
I mean, I'm glad you do. I mean, do you see yourself continuing the festival till...
Every year I say no. Every year. I'll be quite honest with it. At the end of the day, we all go there, I'm not doing this again. I can't do this again. And especially when you say the weather.
Yeah.
But we now believe that the weather's part of the festival, so we just embrace it. We just go for it.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
Soggy underwear, the lot.
And do you ever get into fancy dress? I know I do, but do you?
They'd like me to. Well, no, we have a rule. If you're part of the procession and you're a steward, you can't.
Yes.
You know, and maybe one day, maybe next year. Next year's 40 years. It's 40 years next year, and we're going to try and make it special. And try and make it a little bit bigger.
Bigger, yeah.
Not much bigger, because we don't like to advertise adversely outside, because we can't control the numbers.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is real community. That if those people in that park are from the schools, businesses, small groups that you wouldn't think existed, that all come out and held their own stalls. It's nice.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Yeah.
I have to say though, yesterday the ladies with the curry don't seem to have been there. Was that because of
Ramadan?
Ramadan?
Ramadan.
Right, I thought so. Lots of people asking.
We knew that.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They were the big miss.
Yeah.
Now, one of the other things we like to ask on here, or I like to ask on here, is if I had £1 million, I don't, but if I did, and I gave it to you, what philanthropic endeavour or a community project would you spend it on? You might go on holiday, but I'll just give you a moment to think about it. Yeah.
I don't know, could I ask Eloise that question? Because she sees it as an outsider, and she does the dog show as well.
Oh yeah, I love the dog show.
You know, the family are involved. I don't know, where would you go? So we've discussed this before.
If you were going to go on holiday, where would you go? But if I gave you £1 million, you had to spend it in Didsbury on a community project. What would you do with it? Would it be dog?
No, I think there's a lot of causes around Didsbury. I think the main thing we've got at the moment is just trying to keep that community spirit, and also just, I don't know, also kind of like the local traders and everything. Obviously we see it from a sort of that perspective. I think if you put money into sort of communities, to quite honestly, Disney Festival does need those sort of
we need funding badly.
So I would quite like to say we do a massive, like, we have the community centre, which we originally were set up for, to obviously bring the rest of the community.
I think I'd show it out at all the tables that are at the festival. I'd give them all a little bit each, and they'd get, you know.
Every charity possible.
Well, yeah, you know, if it's there, that.
And that is community.
That's community. Yeah. But we would like funding for ourselves, and you know, it's desperate. We do the gala every year. We raise £3,000–4,000.
Wow. And that's a gala dinner.
That's a gala dinner that we do. We've been doing it, it'll be 4 years this year, and we raise between £3,500 and £4,000, and that goes into helping keep the festival going.
Yeah.
It's just continuous. It's just continual, really.
Yeah.
But we get there.
Interesting. So just going back to you before, I'm just looking over at Sarah, but I think we're okay with time. What did you study? Did you go to university?
No, I didn't go to university. I went to school with Jeff Smith.
No. No.
We're all local kids. We're all local kids.
Crikey.
Yeah, no, I didn't go to university. I went to Eldmoat Primary School, Wilbraham High School, and then I went on to train as a dental nurse.
Right.
At the Area Health Authority.
You have got great teeth.
Yeah, thank you. A chip from the dog. I went on and then, I travelled and then got married and had 2 children, and this is where I am today.
Wow.
Yeah, quite happy.
Wow.
Yeah, busy.
Yeah, very busy.
Yeah.
I asked that because I'd like our younger viewers or those in the audience to see that, you know, we don't all have to follow the same path into different careers.
No, well, my parents couldn't afford to, at the time when we were going to university, my parents couldn't afford us to go to university, but it's not done me any harm. My daughter's gone to university and son has.
Yeah.
You know, they followed a different path, but for me, it wasn't meant to be. But I think I've made my own way in life, and it's worked for me.
Absolutely.
We've just worked from being 16, and I've done it, so yeah.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can we have a round of applause for Jane? I think we're okay with time, so I'm going to open it up now to the floor for questions. When you ask your question, say your name and where you live, I suppose. You live in this one. Because Carl always has a question when he joins us. So we've got a question over there, man in the white t-shirt.
Carl Austin, Didsbury Award. First of all, I didn't know about the fact that you did the fundraiser, the gala dinner, so that would be really interesting to find out more about that. What's your biggest challenge as putting on an event like Didsbury Festival what is your biggest challenge?
It's raising the funds for the festival. The festival itself on the day costs just under £10,000. It may go that bracket this year, and we have to know that we've got £10,000 in the bank, if not more, maybe an extra £5 for a contingency. We do have a contingency fund, but it's the fundraising to keep that festival going, and I can't let it go. It's not to go because it's such a big tradition of Didsbury, and I think it's the one and only fun day event for families and a full day like that happens at this present. We have fun, we have days, you know, car shows, but the family fun day where everyone's included, schools, groups.
It's integral to everything that goes on for Didsbury anyway, so it's perfect that you do it. So I just want to know what it was, so that I'm really pleased with that.
Yeah, thank you.
And actually, just on that, policing and opening of the roads, because I do recall having an argument with the policeman one year, sorry Jeff, dressed as Minnie Mouse, because the children were scared and the roads had opened, and I know that, you know, people get fed up and what have you, but you know, we're walking at one side of the road, then the other side of the road opened, and there was a man trying to sort of overtake the marshals.
I remember that very well.
Do you remember? It wasn't with a policeman, actually. I think maybe it was just this man.
He didn't want to wait. Most people got a hairdressing appointment.
Yes. That's precisely what happened. So is that one of the challenges, getting members of the public to realise?
The procession is huge, and this year is most probably the biggest procession that we've had. Road closures, the council are really, really good. We've got a really good rapport with the highways. They're fantastic. We have to hire a company in for road closures because we don't have any policing anymore. So we actually, I'm on a wing and a prayer every year because one side of the road is actually live. It's still open on Wilmslow Road. But we have Manchester City Community Group, the Boys in Blue, that come and help out do the road closures. We have parents who are green high-vis. We have red high-vis, which is all my family with all the radios. And it's not GMT, it's GM, can't remember what they're called. It's a company that we use who are fantastic. And we have one of head of highways actually there on the day, but we have no policing.
Yeah, interesting. Are there other questions? Lady there with the white top.
Hi Sam.
I'm just interested to know how people get involved. If you've got to fundraise that much, or you need because it costs to have people involved and expertise.
We're all volunteers. Every one of us are a volunteer. Fundraising started off just as a family thing. Let's raise some money for Didsbury Festival, and we just organised a dinner for 100 at the Northern Golf Club, and we get the gala prizes in, and we do an auction. And we do a raffle, and that's how we raise our funds.
But for the day itself, do you need volunteers or the
yes, please. Yeah, volunteers would be fantastic. Extra volunteers. Everybody has a job to do on the day, and it's all recorded in. And we have meetings once a month, which starts in July. But the big one starts in September for the new festival. Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you. That'd be lovely, thank you.
And actually, she's in marketing too, so
are you?
Yeah. Tap that.
You could
sorry.
You might.
Sorry. We like to connect.
You might be really bored at our meetings, actually. But you're very welcome. Yeah. Thank you.
Is there another question?
I thought that was the question coming through the window then.
I know, no, clears the window. Otherwise, I'm conscious that Jane needs to go out.
It's fine.
You sure?
Yeah,
okay.
Honestly.
Lady with the blonde hair.
Hi.
Hello.
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm excited about the 40 years next year because, in a way, it feels like even older. It feels like something that should have been going on in pre-Victorian times because it's
It feels it sometimes.
But so I'm assuming that you won't retire before next year.
On Saturday, I actually said to somebody, I think I might finish next year on the 40th year, having done it for 27 years, but my heart, I can't see it happening. I can't.
No.
I'd like to say yes, it would be really nice for somebody to come in and start taking the realm a little bit, because it is hard, and we have got elders in our group, and one of my favourite elders is Jane Crawshaw, who was my mentor through the whole of the years, and I'm still learning. She's done it from day one, but she's my mentor, and I still ring her up now and say, Jane, I'm a bit stuck on this, you know. But we all have a role to play within the group, and there's 10 of us, isn't there? the core great group of 10, which we'd love to open up to more people if they're interested.
Yeah.
We need the help, and it's not just the day, it's the paperwork that goes with it, the licenses, the market rights. You'll understand all of it. The licenses are unbelievable, and the ball game changes every year. Every year. Yeah. So, yeah, but I don't think I'll give it up.
No.
I say it every year, but
Good. Now, just very quickly, if we're on the radio, I would ask you about 3 songs that mean something to you, and your ultimate song. When John Leach was on, one of his was Erasure.
you could have asked me earlier, couldn't you?
Yeah.
That was the one.
Yeah, that was people agreed with him on his music, but that's another story. Yeah, are there any songs that? Because there was a band this year at Didsbury Festival, which were very good.
The Invaders.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Invaders. The Invaders are a local group, and they're a group of dads.
Ah.
They're all a group of dads. Tony Wardle, and they support us every year. They come in, and they've actually done a gala. And they were doing a lot of covers, weren't they?
Oh, well, yeah, they were. I loved
Yeah.
them. I couldn't leave my store for very long,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were very good.
I'm really boring. I like Eternal Flame, the Bandles. I was into the Bandles. Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta. You know, really sad. I know. Yeah, I like music I'm very
variety.
broad. Eloise will tell you that I like anything music-wise. Yeah. Simply
Fantastic.
Red. Bet you're all going,
No, it's great. It's great.
Yeah. No.
Well, Jane, let's clap for Jane. That was brilliant. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.